Catus Maximus here, this time with a Milwaukee 6230 deep cut portable bandsaw. Milwaukee uses a different part number when it comes into the case, and I put the sticker here. A 6232-6 would be with the case, but the actual saw is a 6230. And it has a 6 amp motor and runs at 350 feet a minute maximum, but it does have a nice variable speed trigger that has an adjustable knob on it. So you can set it at a particular speed and then just hold it and make your cut. It's pretty well built. These are several manufacturers make these, and they're really handy because you have the continuous blade of the bandsaw, so you get nicer cuts. It's easier to control the direction of the cut because the blade is actually supported on two sides. It's not like a recip saw where it's going back and forth over the teeth of the blade. And obviously the length of the whole blade is 44 inches, so it's quite a lot of extra surface area, and it's great for metal cutting. That's really what they're designed for, is cutting off conduit and pipe and all that kind of stuff. But even as a home utility, it's so much better than a recip saw when you can fit whatever you're cutting into it. When you're cutting plastics or anything like that, it really makes it a lot easier. It is pretty big. They are pretty heavy, as you can see here. What's interesting about these is it's a triple reduction. But how it works is it has a spur gear, and then it has a worm gear, which they've embossed high torque worm gear on. And then actually from the worm gear to the main wheel, or the drive wheel, it's a chain drive. And particles build up in there, and you're periodically supposed to pull off the wheel and clean it out. We'll flip this around here. Easy to access external brushes. It does have a metal guard here for the top side of the blade. You still want to be careful because the bottom side of the blade is exposed. It does have a full-length shoe, so as it just drags, you put this against the side of the material, and it stays nice and tight. To get the angle and to offset the blade from the motor housing, the blade is actually twisted, I think, about 30 degrees as it goes to the bearings, as you can see here. We'll zoom in on that part. So you can see how the blade is twisted as it goes through the bearings. And that's to give it the offset it needs so you can actually cut. Now, you can get the perspective here. There's the blade straight. So if you wanted to slice something, you can slice something that's 4.5 inches wide by an unlimited length, but you could only take about a 1/2 inch slice off of it. Otherwise, you're stuck with the capacity of the throw of the machine. It has rounded off wheels. When you set it down, they don't catch on anything. We'll give it a quick run here. So it has a huge amount of reduction because it has to drive these large, they're like 6-inch wheels. They have rubberized, tires on them or bands on them to actually grip the blade. And periodically you'll want to remove the blade and really clean out those, because metal particles build up in the surface and the blade wants to slip, and then it tears up the rubber shoes. This is a spring-loaded front housing, so you just have a lever that you pull and it draws it back. And that's about all there is. So that was just a quick review of the Milwaukee deep cut bandsaw. Flip it around here. And there's not a lot of review of these, but they're just amazing when you do need to do metal cutting or any kind of deep cuts. It is handy for situations where you may not have your circular saw, 7 1/4 inch circular saw may not cut to a full depth like a large beam. So you can always use like one of these to cut it off. So they're very handy, and they're of course quiet and smooth, and just kind of a go-to saw. I really recommend them. And the blades are surprisingly well priced, like $5 sometimes. $10 a piece if you get premium blades. Well, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Catus Maximus out.